Let's start at the beginning. What is an adjective? Wow, that's a great question. You may have heard that word before. What is an adjective? Well, this might sound a little weird, but in order to know what an adjective is, you have to understand what a noun is. And remember, a noun is a person, place, or thing. A person like a doctor, or a place like a bookstore, or a thing like a desk. If it's a person, place, or thing, it's a word that's a noun. Well, here's where adjectives come in. Adjectives describe nouns. Adjectives are words that tell us more about nouns. So let's look at some adjectives for these nouns that we shared. The doctor, the bookstore, and the desk. The doctor. Two adjectives we could use to describe this doctor are tall and smart. Tall and smart describe this doctor, and the doctor is the noun. Remember, bookstore is a noun too. It's a place. What are two adjectives that we could use? Well, one adjective could be the word fancy. This looks like a pretty fancy little bookstore. And it also looks like it could be friendly. Friendly is another adjective we could use to describe this bookstore. Fancy and friendly are adjectives. They describe the noun. Well, what about this desk? Well, two adjectives that could describe this desk are clean and tan. Clean because you can see it's not a dirty desk. And also tan because that's the color of the desk. That describes the color of the desk. This is a tan desk. Tan and clean are adjectives. They're describing the nouns. All of these words you see are adjectives. Tall, smart, fancy, friendly, clean, and tan. Adjectives are pretty fun. All you have to remember is adjectives describe nouns. Now let's practice using adjectives to describe nouns. Look at this picture. These girls. How would we describe these girls? Well, some adjectives we could use the adjective happy. They look pretty happy. Look at those big smiles. What else would describe them? Do they look clean or do they look messy? Yeah, they look pretty messy. Messy is another adjective. Happy and messy describe these girls. That was a pretty good job. Now let's look at this picture. What are two adjectives we could use to describe this Lego toy? Well, he looks a little angry, doesn't he? Angry describes him. That means angry could be a good adjective. What's another adjective? Is this toy very big? Look at this toy compared to the grass. This toy is pretty tiny. Tiny describes the toy in this picture. So the two adjectives we could use are angry and tiny. They describe the noun. Wow, look at this picture. Look at all these trees. How would we describe these trees? What are some adjectives we could use to talk about these trees? Well, these trees are tall, aren't they? They seem to reach all the way up to the sky, it looks like from this picture. They are very tall. Something else about these trees, and we can tell this because of just how tall they are, they must be very old as well. These are old trees. These aren't young little saplings. These trees are tall and old. Tall and old are adjectives describing the trees. Oh wow, look at this picture. How would we describe the water in this picture? If the water is a noun, it's a thing, what are some adjectives we could use to describe it? Well, one of the first things we know about water is that it is wet, right? Whenever you get in water, you become wet because water is wet. That's an adjective we could use, right? What's another adjective we could use? Look at the color. What is the color of the water? Yeah, blue. Wet and blue are adjectives describing the water. Adjectives are words that describe nouns.
Common adjectives. Big, little, large, small, short, tall, slow, fast, hot, cold, good, bad, old, new, pretty, ugly, fat, thin, happy, sad, full, empty, dark, light, funny, serious, cheap, expensive, high, low, deep, shallow, healthy, sick, rich, poor, soft, hard, easy, difficult, clean, dirty, safe, dangerous, same, different, strong, weak, top, bottom,
Activity number 1. Actividad número 1. Adjectives. Find the hidden words, then write the missing letters. There are 12 adjectives hidden left to write them down. Can you find them? Encuentra las palabras escondidas y después escribe las letras que faltan. ¿Ya viste esta sopa de letras? Hay 12 adjetivos calificativos escondidos en ella. Ya sabes que puedes buscarlos de izquierda a derecha, de derecha a izquierda, de arriba hacia abajo o de abajo hacia arriba. Una vez que hayas terminado, escribe las letras que faltan en la parte de abajo para formar un adjetivo calificativo. Adjectives, adjectives. Are you ready? So let's start working. Adjectives. Part of a speech that modifies or describes a noun or a pronoun. Los adjetivos calificativos. Los adjetivos calificativos son una parte del discurso que modifica o describe a un sustantivo o a un pronombre. Estos adjetivos calificativos son muy comunes en inglés y siguen ciertas reglas. ¿Cuáles son? Vamos a verlas. An adjective is a word that tells us more about a noun. It describes or modifies a noun. Un adjetivo calificativo es una palabra que nos cuenta mucho más acerca de un sustantivo. Pero lo primero que debemos de entender aquí es ¿qué es un sustantivo? Bueno, en inglés se llama noun. Esta palabra de aquí significa sustantivo, noun, y debemos entender como sustantivo a cualquier persona, animal o cosa. Estos adjetivos calificativos describen o modifican a un sustantivo. Describes or modifies a noun. Look at this example. Observa este ejemplo. The big dog is hungry. El gran perro está hambriento. ¿Ya vieron estas dos palabras que se encuentran de color rojo? Bueno, pues estas palabras son adjetivos calificativos, palabras que describen o modifican a un sustantivo. Y en este caso la palabra que se encuentra de color verde es el sustantivo. Dog, perro. ¿Qué se está diciendo del perro? Que es grande, big, y que está hambriento. Hungry. Dos palabras que modifican a un sustantivo. En este caso, un animal. The dog. The big dog is hungry. El gran perro está hambriento. Esa es la función de los adjetivos calificativos. Describir o contarnos aún más acerca de un sustantivo. An adjective often comes before a noun. Un adjetivo calificativo en ocasiones se puede escribir antes de un sustantivo. Look at these examples. Observa estos ejemplos. A green car. A dark sky. An interesting story. ¿Ya vieron las palabras de color rojo? Green, dark, interesting. A green car. Un auto de color verde. A dark sky. Un cielo oscuro. An interesting story. Una historia interesante. Cabe señalar que los colores también son adjetivos calificativos. Red, blue, green, white, black. Y observen la posición. Se encuentran antes, before, antes de un sustantivo, before a noun. A green car. Un auto de color verde. A dark sky. Un cielo oscuro. An interesting story. Una historia interesante. And sometimes an adjective comes after a verb. Y algunas veces un adjetivo calificativo puede escribirse después de un verbo. Look at these examples. Observen estos ejemplos. My car is green. The sky became dark. His story seemed interesting. Aquí tenemos 3 ejemplos en donde los adjetivos calificativos se escriben después del verbo. Is, became, seemed. My car is green. Mi auto es de color verde. The sky became dark. El cielo se volvió oscuro. His story seemed interesting. Su historia parecía interesante. ¿Ya vieron? La posición del adjetivo calificativo ya cambió. Ahora se va a encontrar después de un verbo. After a verb, right? My car is green. Mi auto es verde. Green se encuentra después de is. The sky became dark. El cielo se volvió oscuro. Dark se escribe después del verbo became. His story seemed interesting. ¿Ya vieron la posición del adjetivo calificativo? Está después del verbo seemed. Ok, hasta ahí entendemos. So, let's continue. Entonces, continuamos. But adjectives can also modify pronouns. Pero los adjetivos calificativos también pueden modificar a los pronombres personales, personal pronouns. ¿Los conoces? ¿No los recuerdas? Bueno, si aún no te sabes los pronombres personales, te invito a que visites un video en el canal Frijoles con Arroz en donde te explicamos cuáles son los pronombres personales en inglés. Personal pronouns. I, yo, you, tú, he, él, she, ella, it, eso, you, ustedes, we, nosotros, they, ellos. ¿Ok? ¿Ya los recordaste? Pues veamos estos ejemplos. She is beautiful. They were empty. I thought it seemed strange. ¿Ya vieron la posición de los adjetivos calificativos? Beautiful, empty, strange. Beautiful, hermoso o hermosa. Empty, vacío. Strange, extraño. Ahora, si se dan cuenta, estas palabras están modificando los pronombres personales. Beautiful. She is beautiful. Ella es hermosa. ¿Cuál es el pronombre personal? She, ella. They were empty. Ellos o ellas estaban vacíos. They were empty. Esta palabra está modificando a un pronombre personal, en este caso, they. I thought it seemed strange. Strange. La palabra extraño está modificando a un pronombre personal. ¿Cuál será? Muy bien. It. Exactamente. Este es el pronombre personal y este es el adjetivo calificativo. Muy bien, pues ahora ya conoces las reglas de los adjetivos calificativos. Sabes cómo se desenvuelven en las partes de un enunciado.
An adjective is a special kind of word called a part of speech. An adjective is a word that describes or gives more information about a noun. We say an adjective modifies a noun. When you're trying to decide if a word in a sentence is an adjective or not, look for the noun that goes with it. Adjectives generally answer one of three questions about the nouns they modify. Which one, what kind, and how many. For example, if you have apples, adjectives can help you describe them. Adjectives can tell you which apples they are, or adjectives can tell you what kind of apples they are. Finally, adjectives can tell you how many apples there are. In English, adjectives usually come before the noun they describe. If the adjective comes after the noun, there is usually a verb in between them. For example, if we say, "The tiger is orange," orange is the adjective describing the noun tiger. Here's another example. The popsicle looks melted. We can find the adjective by asking, what kind of popsicle is it? A melted popsicle. The word melted describes the popsicle. Here's one more example. The boy was happy. We can find the adjective by asking what kind of boy is it? A happy boy. The word happy describes the noun boy. Sometimes adjectives are used to help compare things. Maybe yesterday was cold, but today is colder. It might even be the coldest day of the week. Cold, colder, and coldest are all adjectives, and they help to compare the difference between nouns. There are many different adjectives that we can use to describe and compare our world. Take a look and see if you can think of any adjectives to describe the things around you.
Activity number 2. Actividad número 2. Describe the following pictures by using adjectives. You have to write 2 different forms. Look at the example. This is a bicycle. Number 1. The fast bicycle. Number 2. The bicycle is fast. Describe las siguientes imágenes usando adjetivos calificativos. Tendrás que escribir 2 formas diferentes. Observa el ejemplo. Lo primero que tendrán que hacer es reconocer cada una de las imágenes. ¿Sabes cómo se dice cerdito? Estoy seguro de que sí. ¿Sabes cómo se dice libro? Muy bien. ¿Sabes cómo decimos gato? ¡Excelente! Bueno, tendrás que escribir un enunciado donde el adjetivo calificativo vaya antes. Y tendrás que escribir un enunciado en donde el adjetivo calificativo vaya después. Are you ready? ¿Están listos? So, let's start working! Thank you for watching the video. Muchas gracias por ver el video. Si este te gustó, siempre puedes dejar tu manita arriba y suscribirte al canal. Activa la campanita de notificaciones para que YouTube te avise cuando se suba un nuevo video. Muchas gracias por vernos. Recuerden que nosotros somos Frijoles con Arroz.